the games keep rolling round quickly. Was it training yesterday to warm down?
Yeah, it was like a recovery day, really, but even more than a recovery day, we use it as a review day. So we'll review the highlights of the game, highlights, lowlights. We don't sort of like brush over the things that we got to improve on. But at the same time, you got to say well done when it's things that they've done well. And there was a lot of things that we did very well. Our passing and our opportunities, the amount of times we got into the opposition's final third and penalty area. It'd have been nice to have had 3 or 4 goals, but maybe we should have done. I mean, on seeing the video back, we should have had a penalty when Harry Pell went down. It looked a little bit innocuous at the time, and I thought he'd done it himself. But actually, it was a bad tackle. The fella's gone over the top of the ball a bit, and not a bit. And he had his foot in the ground, and so that's a penalty all day long anyway. So we didn't get the penalty and lost the player for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, how is Harry in
he's okay in himself, because at the moment he's sort of walking on it, which is always good news. But just to make sure, he's going to have a scan today, and we'll know exactly how many days or how many weeks he's got to be out.
But you don't think it's in the level of what Rob Dickey or Murray did?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's what you're hoping, of course. Yeah. But it's in the same area. Surely you're not going to have a hat-trick of flipping ankle injuries like that, long-term ones, because we just keep coping each time, and we get Dickey, Morgan, Downs, all of a sudden you're picking up. But the lads are still coming through it. That's the beauty of a good squad. Yeah,
that is the case, isn't it? That Harry wasn't even actually in the starting lineup at the moment anyway.
No, he wasn't, but there's still 14 games to go, so we need that squad back as soon as possible.
How much have you read into Kidderminster's last 3 games? Obviously 3 good wins, Macclesfield and Eastleigh the last 2 as well. So
yeah, well, Colin Gordon, who's taken over, has obviously been around football, and he's obviously had his own sort of ideas, and I think Hockaday really, their ideas were similar, where they tried to play, and Colin's no different. He's trying to play. He's brought in some players that are comfortable on the ball and can pass it, and they've got a couple of threats, bit of work rate. So it's you got to look at it where they are in the current form table. You can't look at it where they are overall, because it's a newish group and a new manager. So we have to treat them like they're in the top 6, which they are, of the current form table over the last 6 games. Over the last 3 games, they're up the top with us.
Yeah. How does the carrot of going 4 points clear sort of mask that and give you something else to concentrate on rather than the game?
I think if it gives you 1%, it's good. If it gives you 10, then great. It's whatever motivates you, really. But our motivation is just to keep our good run going, keep performing like we are. We're looking like we deserve to win football matches, and the boys are showing great resilience under sort of pressure of being top of the league. And to me, they look like they're enjoying their football. Sometimes a little bit too much when we start doing all the Billy Buttoning tricks and things. We don't want too many of them. But no, generally, I'm really pleased with how all the boys are coping.
Jack Bartram said something on Thursday where he said that we go into each game not thinking that we need to win, but that we want to win.
Yeah.
Is that something that can be the difference in the
Well,
running?
we say, one of the things we say is take winning and losing out of the equation and just give your best. And that's all you can do. And every week, if you do that, then you end up where you deserve to be. So don't worry about it. Let's just go out and put the energy in, be brave, be bold, and see what happens. And that sort of confidence, if you like, and that mentality is getting them through some awkward games.
19 unbeaten there. One more game unbeaten would be equalling a club record.
Right.
So that's probably something that... but did you think that to be up there challenging, you'd have to go close to sort of setting records?
Well, we didn't know that at the time, but of course, we've been doing that, and then the team up the hill have done the same, haven't they? So we've still got to be aware that where they are. Generally, if a team goes 20 wins and however many 20 without losing, but it must be about 14 wins, 15 wins or something.
13 wins out of the last 15.
Out of the last 15, and you're still looking over your shoulder, sort of thing. Normally, you've dropped most teams off by now, but listen, we've done it. That's what we've done, and that's why you go each game as it comes. Because if you'd have said 19 games ago, you wouldn't have. We're going to be undefeated. You'll be saying you're having a laugh. So that's each game, and the next game's important, and then we keep having to see where we are from there. But what we know is if we equal everybody else's results, we win the league.
Yeah. Another 19 is Danny Wright, 19 for the season, his best ever goals total, he was telling us.
Yeah, but does that count if you break your own record? Do you know what I mean? I've broke records before. I've driven here quicker than I ever done before this morning, and I broke my own record.
Obviously, he's got power to add in 14 games. Did you think that he was capable of being that 25, 30 goal a season striker, which he could be? Well,
I hoped he would be. I don't know about 25, 30, but what you knew is that he had enough about him when I watched him a few times and watched his videos that with a bit more fitness, a bit more guidance, a bit more... Actually, if you want to score 30, you're going to have to get nearer the goal more often and pick up the easy goals, pick up the little tap-ins, pick up the rebounds, pick up the ones that come off the post or the goalie. You get 10 of them a season. To go with his undoubted ability and then bring a team that when he is in the danger area can find him, then you got a chance. And I just, Danny, as you know, everyone will know now through all the YouTube clips, and he's a great personality, really good, calming personality. And he don't really get fazed by much. And he's a bloke about the place that's doing his job, and good on him. And he looks like, and he says that he's really enjoying it, and he's had his new baby, and everything's hunky-dory at the moment. So if we can get him into the league as well, that would have been a fantastic season for him.
9-4 between the two Dans up front, Danny Wright and Danny Ullman, which is terrific return.
It's a very good return, and we could have had another couple with Billy that took a couple of his chances from another striker. He did well to get there, but it was unlucky one cleared off the line and they defended the other one. But no, it's going very well, that side of it. Certainly, nobody's asked me about a striker for a little while. I knew Dan would come in. Somebody who hits so many shots on target every game is going to score goals. He's got to score goals, and they say he's the top striker in the league for hitting the target. So that's a good striker when you can keep getting shots in from all areas, and he does do that. Keepers have to make saves.
See, this is the second in a run of 4 games in 11 days. I think you mentioned that you might shuffle the squad around to not so much fit the opposition, but to keep players fit. Is that still very much in your mind?
Well, I've been able to get them on. Harry got on pretty early and then had to come off pretty early, so that mucked that idea up for him. And then, you got Billy Munsey and George. I brought in Jordan, so that sort of got him his 90 minutes. George has played nearly every game, only when he was suspended, and done well for us. That group, Munsey, Billy, Pelly, and George, they got top of the league. But I've been really pleased with the way the lads that have come in and done well. It proves that our due diligence is working well, and us looking for the players that can fit into our family, our personality, and then our commitment. It's not always easy, and but these lads of Burgess I thought was fantastic on Saturday. I'll tell you somebody we haven't got to forget at a minute. You might have even had him down to ask me, but his Pars, Danny Parser, there's another Dan. It's a year of the Dan, isn't it? Listen, because he's not looking for any praise. He's never around when you hand out praise. You know, I can't ever remember shaking his hand at the end of the game or something. I don't know where he goes, but how magnificent has he been, by the way? And especially with Downsy being out, you know, he has taken on that a relatively young and inexperienced back four, and come out of it, you know, as their father figure and as their experienced confidant that he is, and so he probably don't listen to this anyway. But it's good. I'm getting at least I get it out of my head. He's been magnificent.
He called himself a dinosaur. He's not on Twitter. Doesn't do social media. He's like an old-fashioned footballer, isn't he?
Well, man after my own heart. Then, but that's why we brought him in. Yeah, he's a solid person as well as a solid footballer, and he could play midfield and all, you know, because he's got ability. And when we have training, he messes about and goes up front. He could play up there as well. So he's in his enthusiasm, he's still a teenager.
Excellent. Cheers.
No problem.